A European Parliament committee on Wednesday backed giving Britain the right to travel to the European Union without visas after Brexit following weeks of controversy over the way the draft legislation dubs Gibraltar a UK colony. As the EU prepares for Brexit, Spain, which gathered Gibraltar to Britain after the 18th century war, insisted that the UK territory be described that way in the draft law, which has upset London. EU member states were then unable to agree on a joint position with the European Parliament for weeks. President Donald Trump took a step back on Tuesday from his threat to close the U.S. southern border to fight illegal immigration as pressures mounted from companies worried that a shutdown would cause chaos to supply chains. Trump threatened on Friday to close the border this week unless Mexico acted. He repeated that threat on Tuesday but said he had not made a decision yet. We are going to see what happens over the next few days. An Australian senator was censured by his colleagues on Wednesday for seeking to blame the victims of last month's mosque shooting and Willifi Muslims. Sen Fraser Anning was the target of widespread condemnations of blaming the attack in New Zealand's on immigration policies. He faced more criticisms later for physically striking a teenager who cracked a raw egg on his head in a viral incident in Melbourne. A Chinese woman who passed security checkpoints at President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resorts in Florida carrying a thumb drive coded with malicious software was arrested on Saturday for entering a restricted property and making false statements to officials, according to a court filing. Documents filed by the Secret Service on Monday in U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida say that shortly after noon on Saturday, Yuzhing Jiang approached a Secret Service agent screening visitors to Mar-a-Lago seeking entrance to the club. The man suspected of fatally shooting Grammy-nominated rapper Nipsey Hussle in a personal dispute was arrested in a Los Angeles suburb on Tuesday, a day after authorities named him publicly. Police officials said Hussle, 33, was shot multiple times on Sunday afternoon outside his store, Marathon Clothing, in South Los Angeles. 2 other people were wounded in the shootings, police said. On Tuesday, a tipster called to report seeing the man police had named as a suspect, Eric Holder, in the suburban community of Bellflowers, the Los Angeles Police Department said in a statement. In a historic first, a gay African-American woman was elected mayor of America's third largest city on Tuesday as Chicago voters entrusted a political novice with tackling difficult problems of economic inequality and gun violence. Lori Lightfoot, a 56-year-old former federal prosecutor and practicing lawyer who has never before held elected office, was elected the Midwestern city's mayor in a lopsided victory. She beat out Toni Preckwinkle, who is also an African-American woman, by a wide margin of 74 to 26% in early voting results, with most ballots counted. Algeria's ailing president Abdelaziz Bouteflika resigned on Tuesday, succumbing to 6 weeks of largely peaceful mass protest driven by youth and pressures from the powerful army against his 20-year rule. Hundreds took to the streets of the capital after the announcements of the 82-year-old's departure. Pope Francis said on Tuesday the Catholic Church had to acknowledge a history of male dominations and sexual abuse of women and children and repair its reputations among young people or risk becoming a museum, but in a major document in which he mentioned an array of scandals and again admitted significant failings by clergy. He also said the Church could not agree with everything some feminist groups propose, a clear reference to the Church's ban on a female priesthood. The US has suspended the participation of its ally Turkey in the F-35 stealth fighter jet program after Ankara decided to buy Russia's S-400 air defense system. The US has expressed its concerns as Turkey is an ally of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, the alliance formed to counter the Soviet Union. As he threatens to shut down the southern border, President Donald Trump is considering bringing on a border or immigration jar on coordinations immigration policy across various federal agencies, according to 4 people familiar with the discussions. Trump is weighing at least 2 potential candidates for the post, according to the people who spoke to the Associated Press on conditions of anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss the conversations publicly.
सब्सक्राइब करें चढ़दिकला टाइम टीवी को और लेटेस्ट अपडेट पाने के लिए प्रेस करें बेल आइकन को।